CYPHER stands alone in the shadowed corridors of the Imperium's forgotten world, his eyes glinting with secrets no one dares to speak. The Emperor's wrath echoes in every ruined cathedral, yet he moves untouched, almost untouchable. Some call him a traitor, others whisper of redemption. His presence alone bends the perception of friend and foe alike, and every sighting ignites wars of speculation across the galaxy. Today, we pierce the veil and confront the enigma that has haunted the Imperium for 10,000 years. Who is CYPHER really? And why does his path intersect with the Emperor's most sacred mission? Across the war-torn battlefields of the 41st millennium, stories of CYPHER ripple like ghosts in the warp. Soldiers swear they've seen him vanish into the shadows of the Eye of Terror, only to strike again in the heart of Imperial space. His weapons, twin pistols, and the fabled blade, known as the Sword of Secrets, appear in the aftermath of devastation. But the wielder never remains. Every action seems deliberate, a carefully choreographed dance meant to tease destiny itself. Some speculate that CYPHER belongs to the infamous Dark Angels chapter, yet even among his supposed brethren, his loyalty is questioned. Cloaked in mystery, he avoids the limelight, leaving only fragments of his presence, a discarded relic, a cryptic note, or the trail of a vanquished chaos warband. He speaks little, revealing only the hints that propel the Imperium's inquisitors into obsession. Each sighting fuels rumors that stretch from the corridors of the High Lords of Terra to the forgotten worlds at the galaxy's edge. He moves with purpose, yet no one can decipher it. Is he a traitor to the Emperor, a savior for humanity, or something in between? In the grim darkness of the far future, the lines between hero and villain blur, and CYPHER exists precisely in that uncertain space. His motives remain a puzzle, a cipher within a cipher, challenging every notion the Imperium holds about loyalty, sin, and the path to salvation. The most compelling evidence ties him to the fall of the Dark Angels' First Legion. Legends claim that CYPHER holds a fragment of the chapter's darkest secret, an unknown truth about the Lion, the Primarch, whose fate remains cloaked in silence. The Dark Angels are obsessed with secrecy, and the Inner Circle, the Deathwing, and the Inner Circle maintain a relentless hunt. Yet CYPHER eludes them at every turn, as if fate itself bends to shield him. Each of his appearances is marked by timing so precise it defies reason. On worlds plagued by chaos, he intervenes with surgical precision, targeting key warlords or retrieving ancient artifacts. To the soldiers who glimpse him, he is spectral, vanishing into the smoke before they can comprehend whether he fights for or against them. Some whisper that his actions are not random, but guided by a higher purpose, perhaps one that aligns with the Emperor's hidden will. CYPHER's tools are as enigmatic as the man himself. The Sword of Secrets, a blade said to hold unknown power, resonates with whispers of lost knowledge. His pistols, polished to obsidian black, fire with uncanny precision, capable of striking the weak points of even the most heavily armored adversaries. Yet despite these formidable instruments, he often avoids unnecessary bloodshed, favoring evasion and subtle manipulation over brute force. Whispers in the Imperial Guard and among veteran Space Marines suggest that CYPHER may be immortal, or at least extraordinarily long-lived. Sightings span centuries, with accounts describing the same man intervening across campaigns separated by decades. His knowledge of the galaxy, its politics, and its hidden relics seems limitless, as if he is collecting pieces of a puzzle only he can see. Every action hints at a story buried deep within the shadowed corridors of history. The Inquisition views him with equal parts obsession and terror. CYPHER embodies the contradictions of the galaxy itself, a figure who could tip the balance between salvation and damnation with a single decision. Entire fleets have been dispatched to capture him, yet he remains elusive, slipping past even the most exhaustive nets of inquiry. Every encounter leaves behind questions, never answers, and the Imperium trembles at the thought that his ultimate plan could shift the fate of humanity forever. And at the heart of it all lies the most tantalizing question: what is his true goal? CYPHER's actions seem chaotic, unpredictable, yet almost every move carries a sense of inevitability. He disappears before the consequences of his deeds unfold, leaving the galaxy to puzzle over the ripple effects. Is he preparing for the Emperor's return, guarding a hidden relic, or orchestrating the redemption of the Dark Angels? The answers are as elusive as the man himself, a legend that moves faster than the whispers that trail him. CYPHER's connection to the Dark Angels runs deeper than mere loyalty or betrayal. It threads through the very soul of the chapter. Rumors speak of the Fallen, the scattered sons of the First Legion who turned during the Horus Heresy, and how CYPHER may hold the key to their redemption or destruction. The Inner Circle hunts relentlessly, believing that if CYPHER reaches a certain destination, he could unravel the secrets they have sworn to protect for 10,000 years. Yet he always remains one step ahead, a shadow among shadows, leaving behind only questions and cryptic symbols that hint at the chapter's darkest truths. Every encounter with CYPHER is a study in psychological warfare. He rarely engages in open combat without purpose, preferring manipulation, misdirection, and calculated strikes that destabilize his enemies. Imperial forces recount moments where entire campaigns shifted because of a single, inexplicable action he took, destroying a supply line, sparing an enemy leader, or vanishing with a vital artifact. He acts almost as if guided by a map of destiny, one that stretches across the galaxy and through the epochs of humanity's history. Some scholars speculate that CYPHER carries a relic of unparalleled significance, the Lion's Sword, or perhaps even a fragment of the Emperor's own power. This would explain the lengths both Chaos and Loyalist forces go to intercept him. The Dark Angel's obsession with secrecy, combined with CYPHER's evasive genius, has transformed him into a figure of legend, half myth, half operative. And yet, every sighting challenges the assumptions of friend and foe alike. Is he working toward salvation, vengeance, or something beyond comprehension? Accounts from veterans of the Black Templars suggest that CYPHER's interventions often prevent planetary annihilations, yet he never takes credit. Entire regiments have witnessed him in battle, striking with precision that borders on preternatural foresight. One officer described him as a man who knows the outcome of every action before it begins, yet chooses to intervene at the perfect instant. This combination of skill, stealth, and inscrutable purpose makes him a symbol of hope or fear, depending on who witnesses him. CYPHER's presence in the Eye of Terror is equally perplexing. While many avoid its warp-tainted expanse, he moves through it with uncanny ease, sometimes rescuing lost ships, other times vanishing after intercepting Chaos agents. To some, he seems to walk the line between the material and the immaterial, as if he understands forces the rest of humanity cannot even perceive. He leaves behind hints of a purpose entwined with the galaxy's fate, but always keeps his ultimate objective shrouded in secrecy. His interactions with other factions are no less enigmatic. Eldar seers occasionally whisper of a human who disrupts the weaves of fate, of a man who is neither fully loyal nor fully rogue, but exists to balance the scales. Even Chaos warlords report unease at his interventions, as if some unseen hand prevents them from fully exploiting the galaxy's darkness. Every maneuver, every escape, every confrontation is calculated, yet utterly unpredictable. CYPHER is not simply a warrior, he is a force that shapes outcomes beyond mortal comprehension. One of the most fascinating accounts comes from an encounter on the hive world of Veralia. The planet is destroyed by a combination of Xenos infiltration and chaos cults, yet CYPHER appears, retrieves an artifact of unknown origin, and vanishes before the final explosions. Those who witnessed him describe a silent figure, hooded and imposing, moving like a ghost through the flames. Some swear they heard him muttering a prayer to the Emperor. Others believe he was speaking to the fallen lion himself. The ambiguity is deliberate, feeding the legend that surrounds him. The Dark Angel's inner circle believes CYPHER knows the path to the lion's return. Every attempt to apprehend him is both a pursuit of justice and a quest for revelation. The fallen, scattered and wary, are drawn to him as well, recognizing that his presence signals either salvation or reckoning. CYPHER becomes a pivot around which loyalty, secrecy, and destiny revolve, a living embodiment of the Imperium's contradictions, justice entwined with vengeance, loyalty shadowed by betrayal. Inquisitors who track him rarely report the same story twice. Some describe him as cold and calculating, others as almost compassionate, sparing lives and striking only when necessary. His actions often challenge the rigid moral frameworks of the Imperium, suggesting that he operates under a philosophy or code unknown to those who hunt him. The galaxy watches, waits, and wonders. Is CYPHER humanity's savior in disguise, or its most dangerous wild card? And yet, for all the speculation, no concrete proof exists of his identity. Even the Dark Angels, the chapter that most closely understands the shadow he casts, can only piece together fragments of his past. Each revelation is countered by another question, each sighting by a vanishing act. The legend grows, but the truth remains elusive, a puzzle whose pieces are scattered across time, space, and the corridors of secrecy that define the Imperium itself. CYPHER's origins remain the most hotly debated topic in the Imperium. Some believe he is a survivor of the Horus Heresy, a lone agent carrying the guilt and knowledge of the galaxy's darkest hours. Others whisper he is more than human, a being touched by the Emperor's power, chosen to enact a secret purpose that spans millennia. Every rumor is layered with half-truths, deliberate misdirections, and propaganda. Even those closest to him admit that each encounter feels like standing before a man who exists outside of time, whose very presence shifts the threads of fate. The connection to the Emperor is perhaps the most tantalizing and dangerous theory. Dark Angels historians speculate that CYPHER may have been entrusted with a mission so secret that its details are erased from official records. If true, his role could extend far beyond the retrieval of relics or the hunting of the fallen. It could involve guiding the Imperium toward a destiny only the Emperor envisioned. The weight of such a revelation terrifies and fascinates in equal measure. Even his weapons carry hints of his mysterious heritage. The twin pistols are rumored to be forged with materials from Terra itself, infused with technology that predates even the Great Crusade. The Sword of Secrets, equally enigmatic, resonates with whispers of hidden knowledge. Some suggest it contains fragments of the Emperor's own will, capable of cutting through the lies of chaos and the veils of destiny. Those who witness him wield these artifacts describe a skill that transcends training, an instinct born of something almost divine. CYPHER's interactions with other factions suggest a purpose beyond mere survival. Eldar chronomancers and harlequins occasionally intersect his path, speaking in riddles that hint at understanding his mission. Chaos cultists, in contrast, treat him with near reverence or outright terror, recognizing that his actions impede the full spread of the warp's corruption. Across the galaxy, everyone perceives him differently, yet all agree on one truth: his presence changes outcomes, often in ways that cannot be anticipated. The Dark Angel's obsession with him is relentless, not just because of what he knows, but because of what he represents. The Inner Circle fears that if CYPHER completes whatever mission he is pursuing, the chapter may finally confront truths it has hidden for 10,000 years. Every strategy, every hunt, every infiltration attempt is countered by his uncanny ability to vanish before capture. His elusive nature amplifies the mythos surrounding him, making him both a target and a symbol of what the Imperium fears most: the unknown. CYPHER's morality is equally complex. He kills without hesitation when necessary, yet he also spares when others would not. Imperial agents who encounter him often struggle to determine if he is friend or foe. Some report moments where his choices appear almost merciful, prioritizing the survival of innocents over strict military objectives. Others witness him executing chaos leaders with a precision that borders on ritualistic vengeance. In every act, a pattern exists, but its meaning remains hidden behind layers of secrecy. Many believe CYPHER's ultimate goal is tied to redemption, the redemption of the fallen, the Dark Angels, and perhaps even the Imperium itself. By guiding events from the shadows, he could be steering humanity away from ultimate ruin, correcting mistakes too vast for conventional forces to rectify. Every stolen artifact, every saved life, every vanishing act is a piece of a strategy that spans centuries. To those who understand him, CYPHER is not chaos incarnate, but a calculated force shaping the galaxy's future. Yet some whisper darker possibilities. Could CYPHER be manipulating the Imperium toward a purpose that serves only himself, or an agenda beyond comprehension? His unpredictability ensures that no faction can fully rely on him, and every action is open to interpretation. The duality of his existence, both savior and potential traitor, fuels endless speculation and paranoia. No record fully captures his intent, leaving every encounter cloaked in uncertainty. Stories of his most daring acts border on legend. One account tells of a chaos fleet poised to annihilate a defenseless Imperial system. CYPHER appears, striking with surgical efficiency, eliminating the fleet's command hierarchy and vanishing before any survivors can identify him. Another tale describes him intercepting an artifact of unknown origin, disappearing moments before a planetary invasion begins. Witnesses are unanimous. He acts with precision that defies mortal comprehension, and yet his ultimate objective remains hidden. Finally, his persona inspires devotion and fear in equal measure. Veterans of the Adeptus Astartes speak of him with reverence, wondering if he is a test of loyalty or a harbinger of revelation. Inquisitors debate whether to hunt him or follow him as a guide. Even chaos forces sense his presence as a counter to their ambitions, a force that checks their expansion without aligning openly with the Imperium. CYPHER exists at the intersection of faith, fear, and destiny, a figure whose legend grows with every passing century. CYPHER steps silently into the heart of a ruined Imperial city, the fires of battle reflecting in his cold eyes. Space Marines clash with Chaos cultists, the roar of bolters and the scream of the warp mingling in a cacophony of destruction. Yet CYPHER moves like a ghost, his presence unnoticed until the decisive strike. One shot, one slash, and a critical target falls, leaving both sides bewildered. His interventions are surgical, altering the course of battles without ever remaining long enough to be praised or condemned. In one of the most infamous confrontations, CYPHER faces a warband of Chaos Space Marines who have captured a key relic tied to the Dark Angel's deepest secrets. Entire companies of loyalists are pinned down, morale breaking under relentless assault. CYPHER appears, disarms the enemy, and vanishes with the artifact in moments. Witnesses swear his movements defy human capability, and even the most disciplined Astartes hesitate to follow. Every step he takes is part of a plan that only he comprehends, leaving allies and enemies alike questioning the nature of his allegiance. His encounters are not limited to the battlefield. On several worlds, he infiltrates highly secured Imperial facilities, bypassing systems thought impenetrable. Administratum records vanish without explanation. Intelligence officers are left with fragments of cryptic messages. He moves with a precision that suggests intimate knowledge of the Imperium's inner workings, as if he has anticipated every security measure before it is even implemented. To those who observe him, CYPHER is more than a warrior, he is a tactician manipulating forces on a galactic scale. CYPHER's presence often coincides with events that alter the balance of power in the sector. Entire chaos cults collapse after a brief encounter. Key loyalist campaigns succeed against overwhelming odds, and lost relics are recovered without a trace. In every scenario, he leaves behind the same chilling certainty. Someone or something guides the galaxy's fate from the shadows. He is not merely reacting to events. He orchestrates them, and every act carries weight far beyond what observers can grasp. One particularly daring story involves a confrontation with the Emperor's children during a campaign on a desolate Forge world. The Traitor Legion had seized control of the planet's core weapons, threatening to devastate the surrounding systems. CYPHER infiltrates the planet alone, moving through labyrinthine corridors, eliminating key targets silently, and retrieves a device capable of catastrophic destruction. By the time reinforcements arrive, he has vanished without a trace. The Chaos Forces are left in disarray, their plans obliterated, yet no one knows who executed the maneuver. Even within the ranks of the Dark Angels, his actions are enigmatic. CYPHER occasionally interacts with select members of the Inner Circle, leaving messages, objects, or even hints of a larger mission. These interventions suggest an agenda that aligns with the chapter's deepest secrets, yet he refuses direct allegiance. Some believe he seeks redemption for the fallen. Others argue he may be guiding the Dark Angels toward confronting truths that could shake the Imperium to its core. The uncertainty only fuels the legend surrounding him. CYPHER's methods are never straightforward. He uses misdirection, creating diversions to shift enemy forces, manipulate battle outcomes, or protect individuals vital to his plans. Sometimes he disappears entirely from the field, letting events play out under the assumption that his influence has vanished. Yet when the consequences unfold, it becomes clear that his involvement was decisive. His ability to manipulate outcomes without detection makes him a figure both revered and feared across countless worlds. There are even whispers that he has encountered Primarch-level entity survivors, clones or manifestations of the Emperor's lost sons. While concrete proof is absent, such tales circulate among rogue traders, inquisitors, and even the most devout Imperial scholars. These stories hint at a deeper connection between CYPHER and the Emperor himself, implying that his mission transcends the temporal concerns of mortal campaigns, reaching into the very destiny of humanity. Despite his incredible feats, CYPHER is not invincible. Encounters with elite forces sometimes force him to retreat, and there are rare accounts of him being wounded or temporarily captured. Yet even in these moments, his escape is nearly supernatural, executed with planning and foresight that suggests centuries of preparation. Each withdrawal serves a purpose, leaving observers to wonder whether his apparent vulnerability is intentional, part of a larger, unfathomable strategy. The culmination of his confrontations hints at a mission beyond mortal comprehension. CYPHER seems to collect fragments of knowledge, artifacts, and secrets from across the galaxy. Each piece contributes to a plan that, when fully realized, could redefine the balance between loyalty, chaos, and destiny itself. In the shadows of the Imperium, his story is not yet complete, and every encounter brings him closer to a revelation that could shake the 41st millennium to its core. CYPHER stands at the edge of an ancient cathedral, the remnants of a shattered fleet burning in orbit above. His eyes are fixed on the horizon, yet he does not flinch at the enormity of the chaos surrounding him. Every legend, every whispered rumor, every fragment of lore converges into one inescapable question. Who is he, truly? Some say he is a lone dark angel, carrying the guilt and burden of the fallen. Others claim he is something far greater, a living instrument of the Emperor's will, sent to steer the galaxy away from its inevitable collapse. The theories are as vast as the Imperium itself. Some historians speculate CYPHER might be the Lion, the missing Primarch of the First Legion, returned to finish a mission interrupted millennia ago. Others argue he is the last of a secret cadre of humans chosen by the Emperor, tasked with confronting the darkest truths of the galaxy. Each theory is tantalizing, yet every answer spawns more questions. The enigma of CYPHER is designed to defy resolution, leaving the Imperium in constant suspense. His relationship with the Dark Angels deepens the mystery. The chapter's inner circle acts as both hunter and confidant, seeking his capture while recognizing that some of his interventions save their honor or protect their deepest secrets. CYPHER's elusive nature forces them into a paradox. He is both their most wanted traitor and their most crucial asset. The hunt itself becomes part of the legend, a cat-and-mouse game that spans the galaxy, warzone to warzone, century to century. CYPHER's connection to the Emperor is perhaps the most compelling. Some speculate that he is carrying the Emperor's essence, or perhaps a fragment of knowledge too dangerous to exist openly. His actions saving humanity, thwarting chaos, and guiding the fallen could all be part of a plan written in secret during the Horus Heresy, a strategy that only the Emperor himself understood. If true, CYPHER is not acting as a rogue agent, but as a custodian of destiny, a man whose mission transcends loyalty, morality, and even time itself. Every artifact he retrieves adds another layer of intrigue. From ancient relics of the Dark Age of technology to devices of the Great Crusade, each item hints at a goal larger than any single campaign or battle. Observers cannot discern whether he is preparing for the Emperor's return, the redemption of the fallen, or a secret crusade hidden from all eyes. Each fragment of his mission suggests a meticulous plan with consequences beyond human comprehension. CYPHER's impact on the galaxy is undeniable. Entire wars shift because of his presence, yet he leaves no lasting trace. Fleets are destroyed, chaos warlords eliminated, and relics restored, all without revealing his motives. Those who witness him are left in awe, fear, or both, unsure whether they have encountered a savior, a traitor, or something that exists beyond such mortal distinctions. His legend grows with each passing century, feeding both hope and terror. The most chilling aspect of CYPHER is his unpredictability. Even those who claim to understand him acknowledge that he acts according to a logic far beyond mortal understanding. His timing, his choice of targets, his disappearances all suggest a plan unfolding across millennia. In every action, he demonstrates not just martial skill, but a profound comprehension of the Imperium's fragile balance, and an uncanny ability to manipulate it from the shadows. Some whisper that CYPHER's ultimate goal is reconciliation. He may seek to reunite the fallen with their loyalist brethren, to heal wounds that have festered for 10,000 years, and to prepare the Imperium for a crisis that no single faction could withstand. If true, every act of violence, every disappearance, every cryptic gesture is part of a grand strategy to restore humanity to a state of unity, or to confront the sins that have kept it divided. Yet the darkest possibilities linger. Could CYPHER be setting events in motion that will shake the Imperium to its foundations? Could his mission, if misinterpreted or misaligned, lead to catastrophe on a galactic scale? The ambiguity of his actions ensures that no one can predict the outcome, and every faction, loyalist, and traitor alike must consider him both an ally and a threat. He is the ultimate wild card, a living CYPHER whose true purpose may never be fully revealed. In the end, CYPHER is the embodiment of the Imperium's greatest paradox, a figure both feared and revered, operating in the shadows to shape the fate of humanity. He is a warrior, a strategist, a thief, and a guardian of secrets older than most civilizations. Every encounter, every sighting, every whisper of his name reminds the galaxy that in the grim darkness of the far future, some mysteries are meant to endure. CYPHER is not just a man, he is a legend, a cipher within a cipher, and the true identity of CYPHER may remain forever beyond mortal comprehension.